Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Sam or xJawz, and today I'm bringing you guys a question and answer video. So I've done quite a few of these before, and I always seem to get a good reception with these kind of videos, and I thought I'd do one right now because I haven't done one in quite a while, and I like to do these on a more regular basis. A lot of people like to know a little bit more about me whenever they can. It kind of sounds creepy at first, but I mean, it's like a lot of people want to know a little bit more about the commentator who they watch than just, what's their favorite class or, what's, their favorite, game mode. I don't know. So anyway, I thought I would answer some questions that people sent me on Twitter, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you want to ask me a question, maybe next week I'll do another one of these videos. You can follow me on Twitter, and I will ask, hey, who has a question for me for today's video, and then I'll have about 100 people respond, and I'll pick, a couple of comments. So anyway, let's get right into it. Assuming that making YouTube videos is your primary hobby, if you weren't doing this, what would your primary hobby be? Well, that's a difficult one because this is the only really serious hobby I think I've ever had. If you want to call it a hobby, I guess. But I'm gonna say there's two things that really interest me, other than video games that I'd like to do. One of them is surfing. I've never surfed. I've never successfully surfed. I tried for a little bit down in New Jersey. I go down to New Jersey every summer. A lot of my older subscribers know that. And my brother, he surfs. He's a really good surfer, and it never really interested me. I tried it, but it never really interested me until recently. I think it'd be pretty cool to learn how to surf. I know Woody's Gamertag surfs, and it's just a pretty cool sport to learn how to do, I guess. I don't know if you play surfing, but yeah, surfing is something I would like to learn. And one other thing I thought I'd mention that I'd really like to do, more so than surfing, but you can't really do it as often as surfing, is scuba diving. Scuba diving is really awesome. I've done it a couple times before, but you really have to be in an exotic location where it's worth doing. It's not scuba diving is fun, it's what you do while you're scuba diving that's fun. So yeah, that's another thing that I find really fun and interesting. Alright, next question. Would you consider YouTube a hard job? Not at all. I don't consider it difficult whatsoever. In my opinion, it only takes a couple hours a day, and it's pretty easy. I do this on the side of doing, going to school full time as well, so it can't really be that difficult. Oh, I got a collateral right there in the background. This question is kind of ironic because this actually comes from Nick from xJawz and xJawz, and he asked me on Twitter if you had to get a career, if you had to have one real job other than YouTube, what would it be? And the reason why this is actually ironic is because Nick, who is a friend of mine, actually used to do what I would really like to do. One of the things that I'd really like to do, and that is a pawn shop owner, pawn shop broker, whatever. I watched the show Pawn Stars, and I've heard before from, I read some articles online about how, that's nothing like what real pawn shops are actually like. But still, I watched that show, and those guys who work in those shops, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the show before. If you don't, it's a pawn store, and people come in there all the time with really interesting things they want to sell or pawn, and I think that would be a really cool job to have. And another thing that I'd like to do is a food critic. I love food, and I think it would be awesome to have my job as being a food critic who goes to really awesome fancy restaurants and probably gets free food, and then just gets the right good and bad reviews about the websites and makes six figures. That would be pretty cool. Alright, let me look through here. There's a lot of different questions. Alright, here we go. What do you plan on doing after high school? So I've answered this one a couple times before, but I'll answer it again because I've probably gotten 150,000 subscribers since I did mention this. When I go to high school, or when I go to college, obviously after high school I want to go to college. I'm not sure which college yet, by the way. I know it's a little late for me not to know, but still. When I go to college, I would like to eventually go into a medical field, and primarily I'm looking right now at dentistry fields like orthodontics and endodontics and that sort of thing. And that's what interests me now, doing something in the medical field, because I've always sort of thought, I'm either going to go into business, like my my father, my grandfather, my uncles, or I'm going to go into some medical profession. And I think a medical profession more so towards dentistry, where it's not extremely dramatic, and it would be a more loose schedule, But you know, I don't know. I know it really. I say this, and I'm only 16. I really don't know what I want to do with my life yet, 100%. But that's sort of where my sights are aimed right now, per se. You know, things could change. I'm not, you know, so closed-minded and so not exactly sure what the word is, but I'm not like at the point where it's like I'm going to become a dentist or I'm going to do this. You know, this is just where right now I have some direction in my life, and that's kind of where I want to go. So anyway, guys, that's the end of this gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Final score is 28-4 with the gold L96. Thought it was a pretty good gameplay, and you guys might enjoy it. Please do me a favor and take a moment to rate the video. It really helps me out, and also favorite the video if you will. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.